Hey guys.
Hey.
How's it going?
No, it's good.
Oh, man, I am so sorry. I was trying to get myself live on my Facebook, but I'm being blocked, so I cannot do it again. Look, man, I think something does not want me to do this show tonight because I have been running into issues, and you notice all the time I run into issues, like new equipment, old equipment, it does not matter,
It doesn't.
Like,
well, we're talking to the right guy tonight because I think he has abilities, I have abilities, you have abilities. We're going to get down to what's going on. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Hey, thank you, everyone, tonight for coming on. My name is Chris O'Toole. I'm your host for OUTKAST Podcast Radio. I just basically say OUTKAST Radio just for short. Tonight, we're going to have a great guest. We're going to have Tom Springer tonight. This man is a jack of all trades. Obviously, look, when I read his bio, I was like, okay, you know what? He kind of sounds like me a little bit, but this is going to be an interesting night and so forth. And hopefully, next time when we come on the air, I would love to have audience participation. Look, I can't even talk today and all that. Maybe because COVID's going around. Who knows? But I would definitely like audience to, come on and talk and, share their views and so forth. So hopefully next time we'll have a link where y'all can go backstage and, sit back there and then wait for your time to come. If you have any questions and all that Q&A for the guest, we would love to do that. So let's welcome Tom Springer to the show.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Hey,
thank you
know
for
what?
coming.
You look absolutely, man. You look exactly like the AI that I created for you,
right?
On the video. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, it took me a couple of times to generate you, okay, this looks like him, So I'll definitely send you the video clip so you can just have it and all that. Thank you for coming on tonight. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. I was trying to figure out where you got a picture of me from when I saw the AI. I was like, whoa, where did this come from? So
and just to let you know, guys, we are having because my producer is the best, so
Are you still there?
I am.
Are you still there, Tom? Okay. Chris is having technical difficulties.
Yep.
But a little bit about Tom. He has his own show. I was on there a few days ago, and it was so awesome. We had computer problems. Then we were kicking people off, and we just broke the internet. It's just what it is. We're breaking Chris, too. I'm sorry, Chris. But
oh, lost Chris.
You froze. Oh, well, there she goes again. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Marie Henson, enjoy. Okay. And let's see what we got. But Tom is awesome.
Okay.
He is a jack of all trades. I'm trying to get Chris back.
Yep.
But we had a great conversation about all kinds of stuff. And
hey, well, thank you, Marie. I definitely appreciate that.
We can. Oh, there she is. You're having issues, babe.
Ta-da! We're back.
Yeah, you keep freezing. I was telling them that he is a jack of all trades.
Yeah, y'all disappeared on me. I was like, where the hell are they going? I'm like talking because I don't know if anybody can hear the audio compared to like, you know.
Well, I am sitting here in the car and I'm surprised mine's picking up. But yeah, we're having a little
the video. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
You just want me to intro myself?
All right, so Tom.
Tell us about you, Tom. There you go.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Tom, and what you do, and your organization. That seems really, really cool.
Okay. Well, as they introduced
me, Jason.
My name is Tom Springer, and I am what I would still consider new to my abilities and to the paranormal world and everything else I'm able to do. I'm running on to 4 years. I do run a live stream myself called Stuff I Never Learned from a School Book, where Gwen was on just on Monday. And we broke the internet about 5 different times for a bunch of different people. They kept saying, hey, my stuff's going down. And she and I just kept on chatting because we didn't have any problems at all. And we had a lot of fun. But I am part Native American. I am part Norse. So I think that ties a lot into some of the abilities I do have that were given to me. I call myself a practicing intuitive. I don't label myself as any one thing over another, simply because I don't have one thing that will rise above another. And I've actually been told that before. But I basically learned I had abilities when I first saw my first apparition, when I was on an investigation with some friends, and I was not investigating. I just went simply as an interested spectator. And we had an apparition walk in on me, and I started talking to her. And there were 2 other mediums with us, and they were like, who are you talking to? And I said, well, this lady here in this period dress. And they were like, well, we can see her. How come you can? And I go, because she started talking to me. And they're like, how long have you been able to do it? And I looked at my wrist, and I went, about 10 seconds. And we were actually on a whole weekend investigation. So we had fun trying to figure out what else I can do over the next 2 nights. And it turned out that I am basically, when I first learned about my abilities, it was like drinking from a fire hose. I got slammed with a bunch of different abilities, with a bunch of different things, and it's still growing from there. In fact, last night I did an investigation. Gwen, I was going to talk to you about that. Yes. I had an investigation last night, and we discovered that I was able to pick up on animals, and I was also picking up on some sicknesses that the client's husband had. And then I was actually, she has a doll room, and I was able to walk around the doll room, and I knew there was something there. And as I looked at the faces individually, I was actually able to see, like, I'm like, okay, plastic, porcelain, plastic. And I stopped at this one boy doll, and I said, oh, there you are. Because I could see his actual face in the doll. And when I said it, the doll smiled. And I was like, yep, there you are. So now I figured out I was able to see spirit in a doll too. So 3 things popped up yesterday out of nowhere because someone asked me to come kind of walk through their house and tell them if they had anything. So that was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
So yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
I
all right.
When we finally I met him at the Paranormal Rockdown, Chris, and when we saw each other, it was just an instant. We knew each other from a different life, at least one, I know. And we just kind of, and his wife was she had gone to the car at one point, and I was worried about her. And I started saying, okay, I hope she feels better. And then the next thing I know, here she comes. So our energy together, trying to help her, I don't know, maybe. We need to go investigate badly. But I know he has to travel. So when he comes to South Carolina, I'm going to try to get a group together a little, even if it's just a couple people. And us go do something. I think we will do wonderful things.
Yeah, I'm down there what did I say? November, I think I'm down there in November now. So
yeah, I think so. But Chris, we need to find out, Tom, if you could help Chris, because she has, I'm gonna tell you right now, some bad luck. She has crazy stuff happen. She does, and
like I haven't already picked up on it.
Yeah, I figured you had.
It's gotten better. Like, it's gotten better. Like, seriously, like it's gotten. I'm not saying that it's not, here, because I mean, obviously, it just kind of goes somewhere else. But I do attract spirits all the time. I do have attachments. I've had some people come home with me for a few days and then leave. I live about less than a minute away from a cemetery, so that doesn't help. And then on top of that, it's one of the most haunted cemeteries in Baytown, so that doesn't help. Hey, Jason. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. But at the same time, I try to look back and think about, like, how did this even happen? How has it even transpired for me to have, like, spirits attached to me? And, and I try to go all the way to, like, my birth, because when I was born, I was, I think I was, like, stillborn or something like that. My mom said I was clinically dead almost for 10 minutes, so, and they revived me. So, and then I guess by years later, found out when I was young that I had some frontal lobe damage because of it, so, when it comes to, like, psychic abilities and everything like that, there's people who have different stories about how it happened. Some people have never had psychic abilities, and then, they got in a car accident, they experienced some type of trauma or something, and it, opened that, that part of the brain up,
right,
where they were, becoming clairvoyant. They would know things that they wouldn't know that they knew things. And sometimes I think maybe that's what possibly happened to me, because I've always seen spirits ever since I was a kid, but at the same time, especially on my dad's side of the family, there were some, like, things that no one ever spoke about, Creole devout Catholics, but voodoo too, so I mean, it could be anything. And remember, I told you when I was a kid, my doll was a head. It was like a real shrunken head. I don't know where it came from. My mom used to date men, and I'm pretty sure she dated an African man, probably practiced voodoo. It was like, here you go. And I took this headed doll with me everywhere. And like I said, it just disappeared. So I don't know if, like, my grandma took it and got rid of it, but I love that doll. So I don't know. It could have been the spirit that's a part of that person, and not being, what I'm saying, not being consciously aware. So there could just be anything and everything. I've seen bad car accidents, what I'm saying? I've seen, people lose their lives. So, like I said, it could be multitudes of things, because with trauma, and as you know, Tom and Gwen, trauma is like this. It's like, when we think about something traumatic to us, it's traumatic, right? When we hear about other people's trauma, that may not be as traumatic. Like, why do you got trauma about that? Because trauma is measured differently, and it can open certain, doors in the brain, especially for lower, attachments, lower energy attachments to attach to somebody, so. But hey, Tom, tell me, like, when did you have your first, like, I know you're talking paranormal experience, but was there anything that you can remember that, that struck you to have this? Did you have some type of, something that happened, that possibly have opened you up, to the, to the other world?
So I have, there's a couple of different things that are most likely at work here. Now, I have learned by knowing what I know now that I have had abilities before I knew I had abilities. I'm prior military, and I had very good premonitions.
Thank you for serving.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. But I had very good premonitions before they happened, of things that were happening that would keep my team safe. And I did not realize that was my abilities. I just thought it was just a sixth sense I had or something else, just from being in the field for so long or doing what I did and anything else. And after developing my abilities, I realized that was an ability that was in development. And I have had one person specifically, a wonderful Lakota shaman out of Canada. Her name is Joni White Buffalo. And she has told me that I've had abilities the whole time, but it was my father, who is always with me, who decided it was time for me to be allowed to use my abilities for everybody, basically. It could have been the fact that what I was doing in the military and everything else would not have allowed me to come to the level I am now. So he was basically holding me until it was time to release them to me, and felt that was a good time to say, okay, you're mature enough now. You're in a good enough headspace. You're not dealing with so many other things. It's a good time to put this forward to you and let you run with this. And I think that's the way, that's the beginning of how I was released into my abilities, was because of my father.
Awesome. And, I think, how can I say, you saying that, I know where you're coming from. My mother, when she passed away, it was something that we really weren't expecting. I feel like after she left this world, my instincts became stronger, and I was more spot on, with my readings. But at the same time, I do believe that I don't know why something is blurring. That's kind of odd. But
I do.
I
do, but we'll just go ahead and
always.
Yep.
Probably
Eddie. I don't know if you saw it, Gwen.
I did.
I don't know if you saw the telltale sign.
Did you? What did you see?
So
I'm gonna let Tom go. I love his insight on it.
Look,
so cool.
Okay, yeah. So tell me what's going on, Tom.
I have a telltale sign that Gwen knows when I'm actually picking up on things now, and I'll share it with you. When I'm picking up on things, I cock my head to the side, and that means I'm picking up on things. And right now, the greedy little. Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Yes, yes. And I will put up the banner. Give me just 1 second. You ready? All right.
So
cuss away.
So the greedy little bastard right now, because you're talking about having something with you and everything else and stuff like that, is confirming your statement by stepping out in front of you and blurring. Even though we physically can't see it as a shape, we can see the blur in front of you because it's projecting itself forward, saying, "Oh, this is you. You want to talk about me? Well, I'm right here." So it's projecting itself forward so we can hear you, but it wants to blur out because it wants to be talked about right now. So that's what it's projecting forward right now. And
okay, so
I have a thought. It slammed into me. I don't know if you've heard this before, but you mentioned, and this is talking about you, so I hope we're okay with this. But you talked about when you were born, when you were stillborn, you died for a little bit. And what I saw instantly was the fact that when you were being born and your soul was getting ready to fully step into that life, even though it was already in there in the womb and everything else as you were developing everything else, when you went to step into the world, your soul got pushed out by another soul who wanted that position. So your soul had to fight back to push that soul out, which is why that path of death happened for that amount of time.
Okay, so check this out. So this was like the third medium who's told me this, but they told me that I was a twin. That I had a brother, and obviously he didn't make it, and he was absorbed into me. And then I had a friend who told me before that that's happened to him, and he had the spirit of his brother, and so forth. So I think that
could
past.
took place is that your brother
because
was where you were supposed to be alive. He wanted that life. He wanted to take over the living being, so he pushed you out. And then your soul said, no, this is the contract I signed. You signed your contract to show up and disappear, where I showed up with this contract to continue to live. So get out of my body. So I think that was the push that happened. And that's why I think that's
why she stopped breathing.
Yeah, I think that's why that small, considered a small time of death or whatever else, is why that took place, because there was a soul fight where a soul was not actively taking in your body, so it was not breathing. So that's exactly what I heard as soon as you started talking about it. So
that makes sense. So, Tom, do you think you could ask him what it would take to get him to let Chris have peace? Maybe as a guy?
Recognition.
Yeah,
recognition.
Honestly, I would not doubt that.
That's what I'm getting right away. Instantly, I'm getting recognition.
See, and this is the weird thing, Tom. When y'all come back,
we're back. We're good.
Okay, we're back. Awesome. Ta-da. No, you know what? I don't. I kind of, I believe you on that. But see, the weird thing is, Tom, and like Gwen knows this, is that I was born, at a UTMB in Galveston. Okay, when I was a kid, I used to play in this building. It's called the Old Red Building. It was it was like the first medical school here in the state of Texas. And the person who founded it, his name was Dr. Asheville Smith. He founded all of that. Okay. 30 years later, or more than that, I happened to, I don't know why, something compelled me to buy this home, 13 years ago. I don't know what it was. I paid cash for it. I got it $15,000, below the asking price that they wanted. And I don't know, something compelled me to buy this home, and so I feel, and then come to find out who used to own the land was Dr. Asheville Smith, and an hour away. So, and then we had a psychic medium who came to the house when I was at work, and I happened to meet her when I came home, and she said that, this man comes in from the back of the house, and he walks through our bathroom, and he looks at my wife. She's not a threat, but he comes to me, and he looks at me, and he's like, I thought I killed you. And come to find out, back in the day, it was like a common thing for, slave masters to rape their slaves and have children and in their life, unalive them. And so, she said, like, he doesn't know whether to love you or hate you, so I'm thinking to myself, well, and I have like a ghostly apparition of Dr. Asheville Smith in my yard without eyes, and so my thing is, what is his relationship with me? Why would I don't believe in coincidences, because I believe in synchronicities. I believe that things happen for a reason. And then, of course, I move there, and then I do research on the land, and then I open a whole can of worms, of things that I found out about the land and about the children and the horrible things that were happening upon that land. So, do you sense anything? Do you feel anything about that story?
And the burials on the land that weren't supposed to happen and everything else. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a unique gift that I developed about 3 months ago. And I love this gift. When you start talking about your experiences or what you're seeing, I can see it through your eyes. I'm walking it with you. So I know the apparition you're seeing out front. I know I thought I killed you. Now here's the issue. The apparition that is identifying themselves as the doctor is not the doctor. Just so you know, that is not the doctor.
Yeah. You know what? And I agree with you on that, because whatever it is trickery. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who do you feel that it could possibly be?
I honestly think, I hate to say it, but I honestly think the soulless soul that is portraying itself as a doctor is your angry brother. I really do.
Chris,
Really?
did they name him? Did it go as far as
Oh, so let me tell you about that. When my mom found out she was pregnant with me, she found out she was pregnant with me, I want to say almost her 7th to 8th month. So she didn't know.
Oh.
She thought she had to take a shit, and it was me.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Like I remember her telling me the story. She was at work. I know, right? How I love to bring it down, you know. Anyway, she told me when she was at work that she started experiencing, like, you know, cramps and all that. So she just thought, okay, well, I'm constipated, you know, something's going on or whatever. And she could not pass anything out. So that's when she went to the ER, and they said, oh, hey, congratulations, you're pregnant. You know, and she's like, what? So in her mind, she automatically thought I was a boy.
Right.
She automatically thought I was a boy. My name was going to be Jason Lee O'Toole. And then when I did have something just went to you, and just to let you know, I don't know if it was a shooting star in the sky, but I saw something red come by you twice in the background. But anyway.
Me?
Yeah,
Me?
Through your window.
Yeah, I saw it in the window.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at here, okay? I am in Iowa, and I am on a lake, and the sun is going down, and it's absolutely freaking gorgeous here. But it's stormy and rainy, so I don't know. You might have saw lightning, honestly. But I had to show it to you. We are.
I could have. Yeah, but my mom told me she thought I was a boy. She was just.
I
know, right?
So here's my issue.
She thought I was a boy. She already had my name and everything like that. And when I was born, I don't know if this is true or not, but she said when I was born, when they brought me into her, it's like, no, I had a boy. This is not the right child. I didn't have a girl. I had a boy. And they were like, no, because she had a C-section. So like, no, no, you had a girl.
He's doing it again. Is it? You said Jason? Do I have that right, Jason?
Yeah, Jason. Yeah. So I still do not feel.
Jason, we're going to acknowledge that you're here too. Yeah.
But here's the issue.
Sorry.
This is just purely me, so take it for what it's worth. But I still do not feel that I still do not feel that is your brother. I don't think there was. I don't think you were technically a twin. I literally think another soul tried to jump during that time frame, and people are just recognizing it as a twin or a brother. So that's what it's coming through as. Because even when I say, well, this is your brother, I'm not comfortable saying your brother because I don't believe it's a brother. I still believe it's that soul who wanted your body, but you and your rightful soul pushed it out. So it's angry that it lost its ability at that time to gain life.
So what kind of soul is this? Is this just like an entity? Was it ever born?
It was never.
Was it, alive at one time and been reincarnated?
I honestly think it was a soul that had signed a life contract to pass as soon as it was born, but it wanted to reject that contract. Did not like that idea of the contract anymore, and so was taking an opportunity to try to renege on that contract by sliding into your body during that time frame. That's
So
where I'm seeing it as, because I am still not
yeah.
and I'm a twin. I am a legit twin. I have a twin sister.
Right,
So
right.
but I don't feel it as a relationship spirit or soul as a twin does. I think people are
Right,
misidentifying it.
right.
It was at the exact same time frame.
Right.
So I think
What can we do to help her with this?
I still think so if we're going to call that entity Jason, I think
we can ask what it would like to be called.
we can.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it has a name.
Sorry, I'm listening. So
yeah, he's listening to us and it too.
Yeah,
so
I'm
all down.
I have to pause because I have to listen.
I hear Bumblebee, so I know I know that spirit is talking, but I can't understand what it's saying.
So I have a question. Your mom is passed?
Yes.
When your mom
Yes, she's passed.
When your mom was alive and talked to you, how do I work this in? Did she have issues with spirit and with entities as well? Were things going on that were unexplainable with her at the same time?
There were some things that happened. She just basically just called it off or whatever. But toward the end of her life, I want to say maybe about 6 months before she passed, she was telling me that she would see this guy go up and down the stairs, would see him in the kitchen and all that. And I lived with her for 6 months when I was working out of town, because it was an hour commute from her house compared to 2 hours from mine. So for 4 days a week, I would go down there, and I never experienced anything. I never, felt anything, and so forth. But there was a time where I did feel something, and I told my mom about it, and she just brushed it off. She was like, you're not feeling shit. You're just making this stuff up. And then when she said this, she was at work, and her copying machine just started spewing out papers for no reason.
So I'm also getting my spirit guide saying, keep talking, you're on the right track. So I know I'm doing well. Your mom was recognizing she was things were happening that she didn't want to basically face. The entity that we're dealing with appreciates the name Jason because it knows if it were to be born, it would have been named Jason. So it's okay with being recognized as Jason. So we can call it Jason. I had to ask that question because I had to get that circle through, because he's like, well, ask her. And I was like, which her, you or the mom? So I had to ask those questions. And so that makes sense to me. But now that your mom's gone and this thing is still continuously living with you and irritating you and annoying you, and now it keeps blocking the screen again, it wants recognition because it is saying, it's going from, now it's going to, I'm just going to annoy you and I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to keep annoying you and making you recognize I'm here, because 1, you took my shot away, and 2 is I can't annoy mom anymore. So now it's your turn to be annoyed.
Right. Now I know that my mom had some trauma back when she was younger that she never really spoke about until years later, until she got older and all that. So I'm wondering, if that particular trauma, had like manifest in the sense of having some type of attachment, or does it even go deeper, especially like on the Irish side of the family, because I did some history and I kind of found out some not so cool stuff, and I'm wondering too, like, could it be something that was connected to my family for like, over the years? I used to have a great uncle,
No,
who knew
no.
things. You know what I'm saying?
That was an instant no to me. That was an instant hardcore no to me. Everything that we're dealing with that
So
we're talking about now has to do
right.
with your stillborn happening or your pause of life happening when you were born. Now I know what you're talking about. We can talk about that if you want to as well. But the one we're facing right now, the one we're dealing with right now, hello, Miss Uilani Ku'ule. I'll say the name for you. That's Uilani
Hello.
Ku'ule.
I love your name.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Alani. Is that okay? Because I will mess it up.
She goes by Uilani, and she also goes by Mary.
Uilani.
So
Mary.
Yep.
Wow.
Uilani. I like Uilani. I love it, girl. I need you on my show.
Yeah, I love that name too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pronounced Uilani Ku'ule. She's actually Hawaiian, and they taught me how to pronounce names and use their language, so it was pretty nice for me to figure out. But this person literally just wants recognition, and by why I mean recognition is like they're showing he's presenting himself here to us. I'm going to call him a he because that's what he's presenting himself as. He's blurring your face. He's doing this on purpose to say, hey, that guy on the other side of the screen will understand me. He will be able to help you explain because what happened? Gwen said, hey, Chris, we have someone on who might be able to help you figure this out. And Jason went, yes, that person will help put this together. So let's bug the crap out of Tom and make sure that he understands what's going on. And now when I mean they want a recognition, they want something very simple. We're doing it on the show, but they want almost like a permanent recognition. So they almost want something like something in your location, in your home, outside your home, on your property, that literally just says something like "in loving memory of Jason" or something along those lines. It's just very simple, and you will notice that once you do that, and I will also suggest one thing on top of that. It can be a little plaque. It can be a little piece of wood. It can be whatever that says "in loving memory of Jason," but also on the four corners, put tourmaline.
Okay.
Put tourmaline on the four corners, because that will protect that soul at that site. That's almost like you're presenting a headstone, a grave, a marker for Jason to be recognized on your property.
Right.
And you'll notice when that happens, the heaviness that you currently feel in your home, you don't feel it all the time, but the heaviness that you feel in your home will lighten because he will move outside.
Nice.
Right. So and that's the thing too, because like this land is haunted with other spirits and so forth like that. So I do have a question as well. So I have a friend, which we were talking about backstage, and he passed away last October. And he was telling me, some stuff about his life and so forth like that. And how can I say, like, is there a way? I mean, because there was like an image of him behind a person I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then like right when she sent me this picture, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and then his wife puts a video of him playing with his son. And I mean, it's not like the same shirt, but it's like the same body, the same like basketball shorts and everything like that. And I do feel that his presence is around because there's just certain things that I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like, like for instance, his wife and I were really good friends. I'm so sorry, what?
I said very specific things that you're recognizing that pertains to him only.
Yes. So I was overwhelmed one day, and I told his wife, I'm like, man, you are the I told her, I was like, you are like the calmness of my storm.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, that's what Eddie would used to say to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sorry, I got a cat. He's being
all right. Animals do animal
what are you
things.
doing? But yeah, so but there will be certain things. I know he wants attention. He wants affection. But yeah, so and I know that he's around me sometimes because I'll feel like a draft or something like, you know, come through and everything. And not to get too much, you know, into his life, which I mean, you're a psychic, so you'd probably already like, you know, pick it up. Is that, you know, he told me, he was like, I want to make a change. Like he wanted to, you know, do paranormal investigations with me and all that. He was like, I want to help. I want to help people out. And I think a lot of that was because of maybe some of the choices that he made, you know, along the way, and he wanted to make things right. And at that moment, you know, when he told me this, I don't think he knew that he was sick. You know what I'm saying? So, and he wanted to make things right. And so my thing is like, now I can say that I'm comfortable with it. At first, I wasn't comfortable with it, you know, because I didn't know what those indications were, you know, because of the history of what he said about demonic attachments and everything like that.
Yep.
Because demons like to trick you, you know. Demons are, you know, they love that fuckery. So, and I knew that, not saying that, you know, when it comes to demonic attachments or exorcisms, let's just put it that way, you know, that's a rare thing that happens. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to lower level energy that kind of mimics like is demonic, yes, I do see that happen quite often, more than I would have, you know, of actual demonic stuff.
Right.
You know. Right. So what are your thoughts about that, and what do you feel, you know, about that situation? Because I just noticed that you know, his best friend and I, we've gotten, like, I mean, his wife, we gotten really close, and I think a lot of it is because, you know, she's mourning, you know, and she has good days, she has bad days, but we just click, you know, we totally click. And so, and sometimes I feel like the reason why we click is because he's bringing us together, you know, to console, you know, or sometimes I feel that maybe, you know, when we do meet each other in person, he's just going to jump in my body, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, hug his kid and wife, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
no, you won't have a ghost experience. You won't be Patrick Swayze and jump into Whoopi Goldberg and you know, do all that wonderful stuff. We won't have experience. But yes, the tie that both of you have with your friend is what's tying you together now. Because honestly, that's how you guys met. You didn't know each other before your friend. So that's how you two became close, is through the same connection. Sorry, I'm also listening.
Right, because I met Eddie. Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I please talk about Eddie, because I'm also listening to other stuff as well, but that's normal for me. So
yeah, so I met Eddie about 2 years previous, before I actually met him in person. At the time, I was living in Austin, and he was here, you know, where we live in Baytown, and I was trying to look for like episodes, you know, like something to film and so forth like that. And he's like, hey, I got a story for you. And he was telling me the story about him and about what happened. And it was so unbelievable, you know. It's like, I got to see this for myself, you know. So I went there with a camera. I had a 2-camera shot. I asked him questions. I actually used, I did an ITC session, like I want to say 3 or 4 times. And that was the first time I've actually ever did one for, you know, with a person, you know, that I was interviewing. And let's just say Eddie was talking out of the $5 speaker through the necrophonic.
Yeah.
And I have this on video.
Here's the cool
yes, she does.
here's the cool part with Eddie. You can. It sounds bad, but because you're friends, I'm going to say it this way. Since Eddie has now passed on, you can manipulate the shit out of Eddie and use him to your advantage. So when if you go on investigations, you can call on Eddie to help bring forth your spirits, and Eddie will totally.
Oh no, he's down. He's
down.
He's down. He's totally down.
Like I said,
he likes to scare the shit out of people around me.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And he does it for.
Hey Tom, I have an idea, Chris.
Okay. Oh, I'm pretty sure he's listening.
Okay. How about we ask Eddie to help with Jason? If he could. Would that be? I'm asking Tom because I can hear buzzing, which means they don't want me to hear exactly what they say.
Right.
So, and as a male, sometimes as bad as that sounds or whatever, sometimes they will let you hear and communicate better. It depends on the people.
Right. That is a fantastic idea, except Jason will not allow. Jason wants direct recognition and basically words coming from Chris. Does not want does not want any third party activity, alive or past, to interfere with what Jason's asking Chris to do.
I got you.
It's a fantastic idea, but it was instantly, to me, it was a no.
And that's why I said that, because I can hear. It sounds like a little beep.
And it was not Eddie who said no. It was Jason who said no.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Eddie is kind of like, he's a protector, you know, like he doesn't let anybody mess with me. And when they do mess with me, he gets them back. Like it's so funny and weird at the same time, you know. But my mom done the same thing too.
Yeah.
Like this little kid across the street, like punched my kid in the face, gave him a black eye, kicked my dog in the stomach, and then like smushed his chips when he was little. Yeah. And so the next following morning, the boyfriend comes out, he's like, oh, something happened. I'm like, what? Something threw AJ across the room, like literally out of his bunk. And he had a black eye and all that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what happened? So I have a friend named Katrina Cooper. She's an awesome medium, you know, and she told me, and I never told her about my mom, like ever being like heavyweight, you know, heavy set back in the day, you know, and she's like, I see this woman, you know, and she's kind of heavy set and she's turning her back around and she's laughing, but she's like looking across. And I'm like, dude, that's my mom. That's like totally my mom. Because my mom, like, look, my mom she loved kids and all that, but she was the type of person too. Like, look, I'm going to get you. If you hurt if you hurt my family or people that I love, you know, I'm going to get you, you know? So that was her kind of mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. So what else you got? Come on. I'm not normally the guest. I'm normally the host. So this is a little different. Right? So, right, Gwen? Right, Gwen?
Well, it's no.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so Tom, tell us. Yeah, I don't know. Chris, go. It's your show, baby. It's your show.
Okay, all right. Okay, so what do you feel right now in this environment that I'm in at this moment?
So your camera's still blurring, and that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen all of today. It's going to happen until you actually do the full formal recognition of Jason. But there is a recognition going on by Jason that Jason's going to be recognized. So tonight you will actually have a better night's sleep than you normally get, which is good for you because you normally don't get very good sleep. So tonight you will get a night's of sleep than you have. Sorry, I'm listening.
Nice.
Again.
I'm gonna be looking for that.
I gotta listen at the same time. So this is and I know Nikki's not watching me, so I'm really happy because she knows that I normally don't open up in my home, but I am opening up so I can do all of it. So
Nikki, please don't be mad at me.
She's not
Oh
watching.
no.
She's not watching. She's watching a volleyball game upstairs.
Ooh, okay.
So we're good. Yeah. She said,
Yay!
I got to take tonight off because I got to watch the volleyball. I got to watch the Nebraska Creighton game that's already happened. She already knows the outcome, but she wanted to watch it back. So she goes, so I'm not going to watch the show. Is that okay? I'm like, that's fine. So hi, Mrs. Zhang.
Hi.
So for
Hey,
those people,
Zhang, how's it going? Thank you.
So for those people who don't know Ajang is my sister from Indonesia, and she's a regular on my show. So,
Hi.
so yes, so it is like
Thank you for coming.
8, so 7, so it's about 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, over in Indonesia, and yeah,
Wow.
Uilani's even calling out saying, "Yeah, I'm normally closed in my home." So, but yeah,
Don't get me in trouble with Nikki.
Oh, I do open up at certain times, especially when I'm doing shows. But if we're just in the house, I really don't. But so Chris, you're tonight you're going to be left alone. Tonight you're gonna be given peace, but then you're going to start being annoyed again until this process is done. And I literally just got to thank you to you and to me from Jason for recognition on the show. But Jason's, and I know Jason's listening to me through the thing, so I'm perfectly fine. And I can care less if Jason comes to me. He's arrogant. He wants the recognition. So he's going to keep blurring your camera while we're talking because we are talking. And he's going to be like, look at me. You can see me because now I'm a blur. You can't see me fully, but you can see that I'm here because I'm a blur.
Look, so, I need to be Jason. I need to be arrogant sometimes. Okay, put that no, arrogance in me.
Not you. That's Jason saying Jason's going to continue to be arrogant. Jason's saying Jason's going to continue to be arrogant.
What is needed?
Yeah. So
sorry,
yeah.
that's all.
No, that's fine.
There she goes.
We got you. But no, Jason's the one who's being arrogant right now, not you. Jason's being arrogant because we're recognizing Jason at the current time. So that's why your camera will continue to blur as we're talking on the show. It'll just continue to happen. So, but there will not be any disruption from him. It will just be a blur to let you, like just now, proving my point by going like this in front of your face. Yes, exactly, Uilani. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Well.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
I love that name, man.
Right? And I got to meet her in person.
Right.
So, that's not fair.
Yeah. When I went to Hawaii for work, I was able to meet Uilani Ku'ile. It was fantastic. So yeah.
Nice.
So lucky man.
Man, Tom, you have like such a great aura about you. You have a great energy about you.
See?
You know, I love that like
now.
right off the bat.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So
No, I love his wife too.
No.
You know, we're just gonna be friends.
You know what? Look. It's all about energy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If you have good energy with people, you know that's just like a relationship that's undefined. There's no romantic relationship. There's no friendship relationship. It is a relationship. You know, I like that. And
So you want me to share something, Chris, with you that I did not share with Gwen when she was on my show?
Yes,
absolutely.
You want the scoop, Chris? That hey, Rez, what's going on, brother? Do you want the scoop that Gwen
does
Rez,
not?
Even Rez doesn't. So Gwen, I shared some of my abilities with you, but one of them I did not share with you was when I am listening to paranormal. Here's where it goes in this dimension. I feel it in my head. Because I can actually speak with other dimensions, which is something that I have not shared with you. It's in my shoulders. So if I'm speaking with dimensions, the feelings are in my shoulders, and other mediums cannot hear that person in the other dimension. And I found that out on an investigation with 2 other mediums because something came through and started talking to me. And I was like, well, who are you? And they started explaining who they were. And I was asking my other mediums, are you hearing this? And they were like, we're not hearing anything. And then it came through saying they can't because I'm not of this dimension. Only you have the ability to hear me from here because of your abilities. And I was like, oh, that's new. So that was a new ability I figured out I had. So that was kind of cool. So that was something to do. So yeah, it's been kind of.
That is awesome.
It was one of those things where I don't know if you guys know who Kat Armstrong is. Well, I know you do, Gwen, but Kat Armstrong and her husband, William, they were on my show. And after the show, I sit around and I talk to you guys afterwards. Yeah. And they were sitting in front of their wall and upstairs, and they have a white wall before they painted it. And the way I realize I have abilities is because I'm told right away. So Kat said, hey, can you read auras? And as soon as she said that, her aura popped up, and my spirit guide said, yes, you can. And I went, yes, apparently I can. And Kat said, what's my aura? And I go, yours is yellow. And she looked at William, and she goes, what's William's? And I go, it's orange. One of them was orange. Oh, no, Kat's was orange, William's was yellow. And they turned and looked at each other and like, holy crap. Like, how have you been able to do that? I go, since you asked me. So, and that's kind of how my abilities come up, is because they're very fast like that. And that's when I learn I have new abilities, is because.
So I'm going to ask you, what are mine and Chris's auras? What colors?
I cannot tell you right now because you are on such a dark or a mixed background. I actually have to have you on a light colored or a white background.
I didn't know if you had seen it like when you saw me, or was it like.
It's not something I have to focus on you to see it, at least for a couple of seconds. And this time I didn't. I wasn't even trying to focus on it. I was just simply talking to you because.
Look, I rarely see auras.
Losing Chris. Come back, Chris.
Come back to us. She's coming back. I think Jason is doing that also.
I do too.
And but yeah, well, next time when we see each other in person, I would love to know, because I've had a couple people tell me.
You know what? I would love to come to Hawaii. Just let you know. Like,
bless your heart. We lost you again, and
I wouldn't come back.
But now you're back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're coming up on an hour.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
So we need to
wrap
Tom,
it up
in the next couple minutes.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Appreciate you asking me
for being with us tonight.
Yep. Absolutely.
And she's freezing.
Can you hear me?
And there's Jason. Hey, Jason, we're going to tell you good night too, honey.
I'm here. I think I'm here. Thank you, Tom, so much for coming on tonight. I would love to have you back. Man, it's been so interesting and all that. Thank you for everyone tonight showing up, talking. And hopefully next time what we'll have is a link where y'all can get backstage, and then we can just pull you up and, and talk and so forth. And coming up next is Nathaniel Elwell. Don't miss that. Good 1 hour, and he has a book. You need to read
just
it.
Released.
I think it would be cool, man. Yeah, just released, about the different apps, paranormal apps. So please definitely buy that on Amazon and so forth. And Tom, please come back. I want you back. Like, seriously, I love your energy and everything.
I would be honored to come back. Yeah, let's make it happen. I'm good with this. We only scratched the surface. So.
Yeah, now he does work a lot out of town, so he is not always available, but we will set it up.
Like next week, I take off Monday, and I'll be heading to Alaska for a week for work again. So, rough job I have. So, but yeah, I would love to come back on. So.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much.
All right.
And thank you, everyone. And we will see you soon. All right.
All right. Have a great night, guys.